May 2016 issue of Profile magazine is all about families. This edition wouldn't be complete without the inclusion of one of the Sunshine Coast's most iconic families. I'm here at Australia Zoo to sit down for an exclusive interview with Terri, Bindi and Robert Irwin.
When Steve and I decided to have kids, we just said we wanted to make sure one of us was always there for them. So from the time they hatched, they've been coming on wildlife adventures with us. Now with Bindi turning 18, I'm sure she'll be having some adventures of her own. But until then, we'll keep stoically traveling as a family and see what happens. Hey, Bindi.
What's really terrific is being able to really carry on in Dad's footsteps and make sure that everything he loved the most continues, especially like our work with crocodiles.
Our alarm clock is, you know, the tigers that are roaring and the lemurs that are screeching, and it's just the most fun experience ever.
Bindi's like Steve in that she's really tough on the outside and tender on the inside. So like with Dancing with the Stars, she was dancing through damaged ligaments, blisters on her feet, trying to do fancy twirls and getting dropped now and then, and all those fun things behind the scenes.
I was honestly quite terrified because here's this girl who lives in khaki and, you know, is so used to working with wildlife, and I'd never danced before in my entire life.
Bindi and Terri!
I couldn't believe it though, because what was really interesting is that everyone was kind of cheering and yelling, and Tom was getting ready to announce the winner. And we were standing there and I didn't hear him really announce it until I looked at Derek, because Derek started freaking out because he realized that our names were called, and then I realized that our names were called, and it was just, it felt like a dream, truly. It felt like the most extraordinary dream.
I think Robert is so much like Steve because he's very much into photography, he's into paleontology and all the things that Steve was into, but he wouldn't have known that. And you wonder, is it nurture or is it nature? And I think it's a bit of both.
Khaki's not just a colour, it's an attitude.
Exactly.
So that's probably our biggest motto. And it's really important to us, it always has been and always will be, to make Dad proud and carry on all of the incredible work that he started and continue on the amazing work here at Australia Zoo, because it's such a beautiful place.
I always looked at Steve for being the driving force. And then when we lost him, it was kind of terrifying. And then I started discovering we were kind of more alike than I really thought. And that desire to achieve what we were setting out to do was really both of us. And so while it was utterly terrifying, there was never a moment where I thought we wouldn't be continuing in his work. I think he'd be very proud of everything that we achieved, because it's not always easy, but it's very rewarding.